There have been thousands of channels that have been cropped up like at the same time.
Yeah,
really.
look, a lot of you guys have been asking us
out.
about this. You know, you see these, I'm a lonely 30-year-old woman living in Shanghai or something.
Yes.
It's propaganda, and you've put the segment together.
So yeah, well, actually, shout out to China Insider David Zhang up there. He managed to get a lot of this footage together. It makes it a little easier to get through.
Yes.
But there's been thousands of these channels that have cropped up, and the basic be-all and end-all is these Chinese people are using a VPN to post videos, very well-produced videos of their life, how poor they are, how sad they are. But actually what they are just vehicles for showing how amazing China is.
Yes,
right?
they're like,
pretending.
I'm so poor. I go to a buffet and I can have 100 dishes for $5, and my apartment is so poor and rubbish, but it's actually like a very expensive, nice one. Yeah.
And it's been, obviously picked for a reason.
Yeah.
So what they'll do is the be-all and end-all is that these videos will look like they're an authentic look into China, and you say, hey, I thought they couldn't post, so you believe it, you get embroiled in it, and it's like a very clever way of doing delivering propaganda.
Yeah.
Let's just have a look at this. If you haven't seen these, you can get an idea.
Weekend looks like. I'm 36, living completely on my own in a new city. Shaolin.
My ex-husband and I divorced a few years ago.
Kobo.
Hi, I'm Kobo. I live in Chengdu, China. No job, not married, no house, and no car. In many countries, that might simply mean life hasn't gone as planned. But in China, being 36 is supposed to mean you have figured life out.
Yomi.
Hi everyone, my name is Yomi. I'm 30 years old and I live alone in Shenzhen, China.
2 years ago, I panicked too. People around me were getting married and having children.
Ting. Guyi.
What's it like to live alone in a big city as an older single woman?
Lucy now.
30, single, jobless.
Yo-yo.
I'm 31 years old and have been living and working in Shenzhen for nearly 10 years. I worked in international logistics at an e-cigarette factory.
Luke.
What is it like to live alone in China? Do you get lonely? Today, I want to take you into my life.
Guang Guang.
How hard Chinese high school students and their mothers live? What is the real life of an ordinary family in China like?
Li Yo-yo.
I ask myself, am I happy living alone? My answer is yes.
Jing Jing daily life. Ali, a simple YouTube search returns more than a dozen YouTube channels, all talking about the exact same thing, mostly done with AI narration, the same type of I'm 30 plus, lonely and sad and unmarried in a big city in China.
So what's interesting is, first of all, these get massive views, but only really in the beginning.
Yes.
So one of these channels will spring up, and this is what caught my eye, is the first video they put out will get 1 million views or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how is this, tantalizing
Yes.
for people to watch, right? It's kind of weird, right?
Yeah.
And why are all of these videos about the same thing? I'm 36 and I'm so lonely and my life sucks. And then you watch the video and it's the same thing. It's like, oh, look over there. There's AI robots. Over here, I can use my phone to pay for everything. Look at how convenient China is. See how oh, I'm so lonely. I'm out at 3 a.m. and nothing bad is happening to me. It's all of the talking points of the CCP.
Bro, let me give you a thought exercise for everyone at home, just so you can understand. Let me also wrap my head around this. It's as if I, right now, got some raggedy clothes on, and I made videos on YouTube, said, I am a homeless man in the USA. I'm homeless and lonely. And then I film myself going downtown to a fancy place in New York City.
Yes.
And I sit and sip coffee.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's so tough. It's so tough being a homeless person in the US.
Yeah.
The government gives me so many things, and let me go take you along to my government free checkup that I get.
Yeah.
Oh, and all the meals that I get. Yeah. Oh, and look at my accommodation in this $3,000 a night apartment. Yeah. It's so tough. No, a night.
Oh, a night. Okay.
It's so tough being a homeless person in the USA. It's something similar to that.
Yeah.
Because all of this stuff is garbage. They're like, I don't have a job and I live in a small, and then they show an expensive apartment. They've got an expensive lifestyle, and they just pretend like everything is great. Even if you're poor in China, you're still living like middle to upper class, which is bullshit.
So here's the deal.
Yeah.
It all comes from somewhere. But what's even funnier is that at the exact same time, all of these guys put out these videos. And it's almost in a way to preemptively combat any sort of criticism like David had here.
Yeah.
Is that they know people like David or us or whatever are going to talk about this. So they put out these videos and they go, why are there suddenly so many Chinese vloggers on the internet, right? And they try to explain it away. And we've had so many people reach out and be like, what's going on with these? So this is like a little blurb from his video.
Okay, yeah, because I actually watched this specific video where she's like, YouTube's blocked in China. Why can we use it? She's like, I just use a VPN like everyone else. BS.
Just play it.
You get arrested for using a VPN in China. All right, so let's see.
Somehow I'm talking to you.
Maybe you have noticed something strange. More and more regular people from China are popping up on YouTube. I am one of them. Just filming our apartments, food, rent, jobs, anxiety, and daily life.
Why are so many videos from China about being
They're all
alone?
the same.
Yes.
Lately, I have been seeing comments like this a lot. Why is everyone in China alone? Does nobody have friends anymore? Are they real or just script? To be honest, I understand why people ask these questions. If you've been watching YouTube recently, you have probably noticed it too. There are more and more videos from China about living alone, being single, or not have many friends.
So, Mehmet here in Xinjiang was sentenced to 13 years in prison for using a VPN to access restricted information in Xinjiang.
Yeah.
All right, that's 13 years in jail.
Sure.
For using a VPN, not selling it, using it.
Yeah, this Ruan Shuohan sentenced to 7 years in prison for writing, this is in 2023, 3 years ago, for writing an anti-communist blog via VPN.
Yes.
Programmer Ma had this amount, all his wages in 9 months in prison, all this thousand. These are a couple of the, cases that have come to light. But myself living in China was warned, I've been warned, and my Chinese friends have been warned not to use VPNs. It's not legal. There's a reason the Great Firewall of China, or the Golden Shield Project, as it's called, exists. Mm-hmm. And it's there to prevent the Chinese populace from accessing unfettered internet.
Like North Korea.
Yes. They're not allowed to. That's why it's there.
Yes.
The only reason it exists. So if you are to say, this incredibly billions of dollar system that the Chinese government maintains to prevent me from seeing the outside world, if I break through that just because I want to, it's going to be fine? No, it's not going to be fine. The Chinese government doesn't want you accessing that.
That's what gives you a critical eye here. And it turns out it is fully legal because of a very specific reason.
Yes, there is one reason.
And it turns out, Le Monde actually did a great article about this. This is from France, but how China uses influencers to polish its image. They want now, so before it was bad, right, for Chinese people to make videos from within China. Now it's good because what they've done is corral them into a very specific system called an MCN.
Yes.
And it's called a multi-channel network. And what China does is they'll designate government branches to control an MCN, and they'll make partnerships with local areas. Usually it'll be a city or a town and their propaganda bureau.
Yeah.
They'll get grants from the central government to actually put money into allowing Chinese people and foreign influencers within China to make videos for the foreign internet.
Yes,
so
for
on
YouTube.
on Instagram, on TikTok, these places.
You'll notice that these people are not allowed to go and interact on other things.
Talking about politics.
They're not allowed to go on Twitter and start talking about things or interacting.
Unless it's to promote this video.
Yes.
Right?
But they're allowed to post their videos on YouTube because it serves China's propaganda.
It's most likely part of telling China's story well. That's actually the government directive within China to promote China's image abroad, but it's a curated image from the government's perspective.
Yes,
so it's kind of like Kim Jong-un's North Korea is being promoted to you. It's Xi
Yes.
Jinping's China being promoted to you. And they use these influencers to do this kind of thing. Whether it's for monetary gain or for other purposes, this is kind of the ultimate goal. Like it's kind of like a scattershot approach.
Yes.
If you look at this, you can see some figures here.
Glopen.
The MCN market is absolutely massive now.
Yes.
And this is something that didn't really exist when we were there. It's happened now because they've realized how they can now make it look like China has an open, free society.
Yes.
Portray that to the rest of the world with its most curated parts, its shiniest cities, its nicest places. Get this message out there and actually control global narratives so that more investment comes back into China. It's not to get people to move to China. It's to get people to invest their money in China and actually to manipulate politics abroad.
And to make you think your country sucks in
Correct.
comparison.
There's many purposes.
It works like this. It's an MCN. It's like a management company. What happens is you either get approached, or if you want to be able to put things on YouTube, you approach them and you strike a deal with them.
Correct.
They'll be like, okay, we'll set you up. We'll allow you to upload your things through our MCN. We'll take a cut of any of the earnings,
Correct.
but you'll still get paid. But we're also going to have to look at all your content and make sure that what you post meets all the propaganda guidelines, does not break any rules, etc., etc. So it's kind of like a filter. They act as a filter.
Correct.
And they allow this stuff to be uploaded.
So keep going here. I just want to kind of explain this all away so that you guys can kind of be more prepared with what you've been seeing. They've really been ramping up these kind of efforts. It's not to say you can't watch these channels. It's not to say you can't enjoy them. You might find glimpses of things that you
just
enjoy.
know that it's bullshit.
Well, just know that it's probably has ulterior motives, right?
It does. Not probably all of them.
Well, no,
do.
I want to go through this specifically. I don't talk in absolutes. We're educated people here.
Sure.
MCN rules have been codified into law now. So prior to this, we said it was actually just illegal to do so. When we were posting videos in China, we couldn't do it, right?
Yeah.
Technically.
Now,
under MCNs, if you have an MCN, not only do you have the ability to post content,
Yes.
you're getting usually getting funded to do it, or at least granted permission so that you can operate within China. And that's an untapped market, right? If you can make videos or content in China and then get it out to the rest of the world, you're probably going to earn some money, because then it's this new boom of like, I didn't know I could see what real China looks like.
Sure.
I was watching CCTV and CGTN propaganda outlets before, and I can watch real YouTubers.
Sure.
Right? It's a tantalizing endeavor. So I put together some slides here so you can kind of understand some trends you can look at, so you can identify this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's
coming.
It's coming.
Slow slides.
It's a slow slide. That's not even a slide.
Like a slough.
It's like, the electric slide is the opposite of that. It's like the molasses slide.
The wood
is that a new molasses slide? Is it like a new dance we could do?
Yeah, man, your slides are way long.
That's not even a slide.
Okay.
So, believe it or not, the inception of this trend is not from China.
Yeah.
It's from Japan and it's from Korea. And so these videos came out in an identical format prior to China's, latching onto this idea.
Yes.
And what they did was a Japanese salaryman or a divorced Japanese woman or somebody that's too scared to make friends, like a hikikimori, someone in Japan that lives in their apartment, doesn't want to leave. They start making these videos and they start blowing up on YouTube. Now, these were not a government initiative. These are genuine people that are just like, last ditch effort. How can I make some connections online, right?
Yeah.
And they found that this trend kind of worked. Korea jumped on the same thing. They made the same format. As you can see, it's like nervous after work, this Japanese salaryman. This woman's living in a tiny, tiny apartment in Korea, and she's showing her life, right?
Yeah.
So what they were able to do is take that image, and China was able to copy that exact format and monetize it.
Yes.
Right. At the same time, they have to use these MCNs. And what happens is when these people join these MCNs in China to promote this or to put out these videos, they will get their talking points massaged into the video, right?
Yeah.
So it'll look like the same format as the Japanese video or the Korean video, but then these talking points of, hey, make sure you show the AI robots. Hey, make sure you show WeChat Pay. Hey, make sure you go out at 2 a.m. and show that it's safe. All these kind of things are massaged into the video, even though the thumbnails look like the original Japanese. And Korean
I'd like to just add, I watched one specifically. We watched it in the office here. Yeah, where there's like a delivery driver. We all know that delivery drivers are suffering in China. It's a really hard job. And it started out with, oh, I've got a tough life. I have to share this apartment. It's kind of a ratty apartment, et cetera, et cetera. And it looks like it's genuine in the beginning. That he's like, actually, I have a lot of challenges in my life. Yes. But halfway through, it's already like, I'm so happy I can do this job. I'm living a free life. And, I this boss gave me free lunch because, he's so kind. And, look, this person really likes me. And I earn more than enough to keep me happy. And I'm, so turn from like, I'm in a low-end job and things aren't working very well and it seemed genuine, into like a praise of the system and the Chinese government and everything around it. So they sneak it in subtly or sometimes with a sledgehammer, but it's propaganda because you cannot be on YouTube from within mainland China unless the government is allowing you to be.
Which is the MCNs.
Yeah.
Next, I want to give you some tips here to see what you can look at. So they found this profitable English language format, and that is to copy these AI voiceover Japanese and Korean vlogs. So again, this is not a novel concept. They didn't come up with anything different. What they did was just capitalize on an already existing trend. If you're watching, like you as a viewer, if your algorithm is feeding you the Japanese salaryman or lonely Chinese or Japanese housewife videos, right?
Yes.
If they're feeding that to you, the algorithm's also going to feed you the Chinese version of it, right? And you, maybe as an outsider, are going to, lump those two things together.
Yeah.
So usually you have this formula that's making people want to watch. You have foreign curiosity about what is the real China.
Yeah.
Remember, you're not able to see the real China. That's why people loved our documentaries, right?
Yep.
There's just very few opportunities you can actually see behind that great wall, the Great Firewall, right?
Correct, yeah.
That's why people watch the show, right?
Yeah.
You have higher value overseas audiences. So there's something called CPM. CPM is how much you make per 1,000 clicks on YouTube.
Yes.
Your CPM, if your main audience is Indians, is very low because the income's low there.
Yeah, because it's about advertisers, right? They know that like a lot of purchasing power is not going to happen from India.
Yes.
But US market, if they're watching, that means the advertisers pay more.
So if you're targeting English speakers, the audience is automatically it's going to be serving more high value ads. So you're getting paid more. Right?
Can I give you an example?
Yeah.
if you were to earn the same amount, like if you get, say, 10,000 views on YouTube, you would have to get probably 1 million plus in China to earn the same amount.
Correct. If it existed.
Yeah, exactly.
If YouTube
I'm saying
existed,
like, that type of thing.
Yes. It doesn't cost them anything to film on whatever equipment, especially if they have, some of these MCNs have camera crews that film these guys.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Or they
obvious.
supply them with equipment like a DJI Osmo or something.
Definitely some of them are getting editors outsourced. It's a formula.
Yeah,
Right?
it's a business.
AI translation and dubbing, that saves you so much money on actual translation. That's a huge part of the budget if you want to get stuff translated and put onto YouTube, right?
Yeah.
And then you have titles built around salary, rent, age, and loneliness. These are and it's so awkward when I see all these thousands of Chinese accounts do it because it was an organic thing from the Japanese accounts.
Yeah.
To watch them do it, it's like it's too verbatim. It's too on the nose. It's like, oh, we heard they really care about loneliness, so we're gonna all talk about loneliness.
Yeah, I mean, you can see through a lot of these. You can tell the person's definitely married, has a job, all of that. But they're like, I'm a lonely single woman. But if you know what you're looking for, you can tell that's nonsense.
Correct, right? So they might be in it for the money, but it's also probably propaganda. So
they're cosplaying as being lonely.
Yeah. They make this ecosystem. It's cheaper. It's more deniable. It's easier to create. So if you have this thing where it looks like you have this poor person that's just trying to share their life and stuff, and then it turns out they're accepting donations, and you go, oh, they're just in it for the money. That even makes the propaganda more believable, even if you catch that person out for just wanting to earn money.
Sure.
'Cause then it's just like a vehicle to slide in the propaganda in there and be like, oh, she's just in it for the money, but I'm still going to watch, right? So you still get that CCP messaging potentially in some of these. There's kind of a path that this works with. You have the doctrine. This comes from the CCP. They want to promote China's image. That's the ultimate goal.
Sure.
Right? The next step goes to the propaganda departments and communication centers, which will actually formulate the messages they want to put out. They want to say, right now we're trying to say America has homeless people. We don't. So let's promote that image in this video. You have MCNs and studio and creator courses that are working with those departments to make sure that message gets out. The formats are usually from this, oh, I'm just an ordinary citizen, right?
Yeah.
And then you have this YouTube amplification. And what it turns out to be, and why I think a lot of these initial videos get so many views right off the get-go, is the government has a prerogative to want these to perform well.
Sure.
Right? So the ones that, I think you can separate the wheat from the chaff, the ones that don't do well at all are probably people just trying to jump in on the fun. And then the ones that do super inorganically well are probably part of like a propaganda MCN.
Correct.
And what I noticed is that these MCNs have massive budgets to use things like Google AdWords and the internal system within YouTube to promote content to get it on people's front page. You can actually pay for, we've never done this, you can pay for a video to perform better, right?
Yes.
At least like it might not organically do better, but it's going to put it in front of more people.
Remember when those shills paid to
They
put
did
their
that
ads on our
ours.
videos? So
Yeah.
like if you clicked our video, their shill ad would pop up?
And that's how I know that this is probably what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, if I were to guess, right?
Absolutely.
This is a documented state method, by the way. The one thing that we can't prove is we don't know which MCN owns all these things, right? There's no like paper that says that, right?
Yeah.
This is controlled precarity. A person struggles, the system shines. So the person says, "Oh, I'm unemployed and broke. I'm alone. I'm unmarried." These are relatable things for people.
Yes.
Right? I live in a tiny room. But actually in the background, what they're trying to say is, look, the streets are super safe.
Yes.
I can get on transit for next to nothing.
Yes.
Right? I can eat all this food for cheap. We've seen this in every video.
Oh, it's always
like, look at how much I can eat for
$1.
$1. or
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. Yeah.
They have apps, delivery robots, EV, but they don't say like, look at how amazing this is. They just act like that's like a normal part of life.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
a vehicle for delivery, right? So even the audience can watch this and go, even poor people in China live comfortably, safely, and technologically, right? It's real because it looks like they're being honest.
Yeah.
And it's just like I said, like the real vulnerability of the Korean and Japanese vlogs, but with extra messaging on top of it. That's why it's so pervasive.
Yeah, it's so disingenuous as well, especially if you've lived in China. You see how most people live, you know, they're doing such a disservice.
Yeah. So one thing we notice is that some of the main points that are always there, and you'll see these, and maybe you can identify these, right? low income, but they can still buy food and pay for rent and services. And I noticed in the comments that people getting duped. A lot of the people, especially Americans, are like, "Oh man, I struggle with rent." And like you say you're poor, but actually, I think you're really well off. And they're getting tricked by this stuff, right?
Yeah,
it's safe. They go on night walks. They show that there's social order and stuff, right? Everything's modern. They have robots, apps, EVs. Delivery is a proof of progress, right? And then you have everything's open enough. Everyone can use VPNs. Like it's this fourth messaging we keep seeing is like they try to answer it away at the exact same time. It's like, oh, we're allowed to do this. What are you talking about? China's not blocked.
Yeah,
right?
which of course is a lie.
The political message is inferred, it's not announced. And that's so different. This is what David said in his video, is that before, if you looked at CCTV propaganda with like Mao with like a fiery hammer and sickle and stuff, and they say China is so developed and safe, most people immediately are going to turn their brain off to that, unless you're some psychopath.
Yeah, exactly.
What is the guy that likes the Santorini?
Oh yes, yeah. What is it, Communist Dylan or something?
Dylan or whatever.
I think that's his name.
Like actual people that are like the Communist Party of the U.S. They like that stuff.
Of course,
right? Most people are going to watch that and be like, "I'm not going to believe this." But a very persuasive vlog that looks like it touches on very vulnerable details is going to be much more persuasive.
Correct. This is a very well thought out propaganda push.
It's kind of genius.
Yeah.
It's kind of genius, right?
Yeah.
So the same persona factory keeps reappearing, right?
Yes.
The verbatim intro copies. This is what sent me over the edge here, because I was like watching these and I watched like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in a row. And I'm like, they all just said the same thing.
I know.
They said
crazy.
the exact same thing, right?
Yeah.
Simple, quiet videos about everyday life in China, cooking, living alone. You have manufactured personal hooks. So they always have their age in there. Like I'm 40, I'm 36. They're trying to get different demographic audiences.
Yeah, it makes sense.
If you're 40, you're probably going to watch a peer.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
If you're 55 and divorced, maybe you're going to latch on to a 55-year-old divorcee.
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
They always talk about things about how they have no friends. And that's kind of a hook to say, oh, I'll be your friend. I'll comment. I'll donate. You know, because a lot of these people have donation platforms.
Of course.
You have economic demonstrations. So it's people love like, and we've seen this. There's like a whole MSNBC thing about, or is it CNBC? I can't remember. It's called Make It, and it's about Americans who moved abroad to start a life somewhere else, and how much they earn, how far does their dollar go there.
Everybody likes that. Like, how much
that.
can you get for $20 a day in Thailand or whatever? You know, it's all these these kind of, you know, how can you budget and stretch?
Yes, I live in Mexico. How far does my $10 a day go? Or something?
Yeah.
People love
that's a great. It's like a fun thing. It's entertaining.
I think China saw that and massaged that into videos because it leads to better retention. It makes people watch more. It makes people feel like, wow, like these people really, you can live real cheap over there.
Yeah.
And then you have authenticity branding. So this is the real China. This is tantalizing to people. You feel like it's like FOMO. It's like, I want to see what really happens there on the street. Right. So this is the end. This is the key proof is not one title. It's a repeated structure: biography, hardship, routine, positive country image resolution. This is, in the end, you walk away from those series of videos. You go in thinking, oh, this is going to be like a real life look at China, and you walk away and say, oh, that place is really well off.
It's very easy to spot that it's just propaganda because there's never anything negative about the government. There's never anything negative about China. And if you were to reverse
that's what the loneliness is. They have the forced negativity. There's negativity.
Yeah, but it's just
not anything that's going to hurt the government, right?
If you look at if anyone blogged in the USA and they were down on their luck and living in a van or something like that, they would be cursing the job situation, they'd be cursing the government, they'd be cursing policies, they'd be cursing, you know, that the lack of opportunities and stuff. You know, they would be very honest about things.
Oh, and people are, right? And we get those clips and we show them to you, right?
Yeah.
They're not in these vlogs.
No.
Right? And you can challenge these. Again, I don't think this is what's supported, right? China does do this. This is what's proven. This formula is like controlled by the government, right? What we can't prove is each and every channel works for this and that, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? That's what's unproven.
But it is propaganda. What you're seeing is curated propaganda. It's not organic.
Yeah, I want to read my quote here. The most plausible model here is a scalable CCP aligned. It's not necessarily CCP controlled from the absolute very top to the minutia.
Yes.
It's CCP aligned in that they're never going to break the mold. They're never going to criticize, right?
Sure.
And it benefits. It's like a two-way thing. It's like you get monetary incentive and the government gets to have this clean, polished image
Sure.
promoted, right? It's an international influence ecosystem where commercial MCNs and studios, AI localization and creator initiative incentives, and state communication strategy reinforce each other. So it's almost this perfect marriage.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I think you're being very fair, and it's good to be level-headed like
Yeah, because I don't want to single out a specific channel and say whatever alone in China. I can't even remember any of their names.
Yeah.
There's thousands of them.
So whatever, add a double syllable in somewhere, Coco, Jojo,
Yeah.
whatever, just something.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in China.
exactly.
I'm so alone.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say her channel isn't real.
Mm.
She's not like the outlier and be like, that's absolutely inorganic. Because there's not going to be a paper trail, probably not going to be a paper trail of who is running what department.
Well, the proof is that she's on YouTube in the first place.
Correct.
And the only way to use a VPN is if you're going through one of these MCNs.
MCNs, yes.
Because if you're going on the internet and you're posting daily life in China and so on from within the confines of China and breaking through the firewall, you have to have permission to do that, especially if you're going to do public stuff. If you're doing it on the sly, if you're not revealing your face, if you're being sneaky about it, that's different, right?
Yeah.
But if you're like, hey, this is my name and I live here and this is my neighborhood, you know that you cannot put anything on there unless you're getting permission.
It's also so funny to see thousands of them all at the exact same time.
Yes.
And again, here's the deal. I want to be super fair here and conclude this by saying I don't blame any of these people for doing this.
Sure.
Like, if you're going to live in China, that is just a job at that point.
Yeah, it's
right?
your job.
And you
It
are
is.
Chinese.
But
You're probably going to align yourself with China in some way.
But
And
I
it's a
don't
way to
like
make money.
deception. They are lying.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But my point is, I can't look at them and say, this is a demon over here. Look at how evil this is.
This is a dishonest person.
It's a dishonest...
lying and grifting.
It's a dishonest system.
Yeah.
And I just want people to be able to go out there and be able to spot that. Anyway, David's video was very thorough.
Yes.
We got a lot of our information from that. So go down below. We did link it.
Yes.
He did a really good job. He also made his own Lonely in China vlog.
Yes, it's funny. Yeah. Yeah, shout out to David.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
I remember you left my spirit with you high as all.
To get your glasses with prescription, you can go all the way down to $5.
Yeah.
In a glasses shop. One giant crock. What do you do with that? It doesn't have a slide. So you can get a claw machine from China for like $250 to $500. I mean, that's going to pay for itself within days, potentially.
Yeah. Okay, now we're going to talk about Gold Troll. This is one of the funniest things I've come across in a while.
It's good.
She won't let go. It's like, yeah, you can see it. In every scenario, the fake gold that he dug up was snatched away and stolen from him.
Sacred type. Sprayed it with water.
All around. Have you ever gone through a car wash? Holy crap. Like, I've got an armored vehicle then.
And it's like, here's your brain scan. It's literally like from a WebMD article from 1999.
Exactly. Large girl power vase.
No one's ever bought this. Why is there a grenade? Hey, we didn't tell you to do that. That's Barney said.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it in the USA, like I said, because I feel like it's sus.
Sure.
I feel like if you walk into one of
like
those
a
places, the
physical
cops
therapy.
are going to sweep in on a sting operation.
When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind